now more of Natalie's exclusive interview with Steve Harvey and Miss Colombia on the mistakes to lead that very awkward moment at the Miss Universe pageant.
That's right. Well, as you showed you on Tuesday, Ariadna Gutierrez is breaking her silence. She's sitting down with Steve Harvey on his talk show. Right after the taping at his studios in Chicago, we talked to them. Ari, can you tell me what it was like having the opportunity, finally, to hear an apology from Steve and to maybe put this behind you now?
Oh my God, I feel like I can breathe now.
Miss Colombia and Steve Harvey buried the hatchet on his show, publicly forgiving him for the embarrassment he caused her when he mistakenly announced she was Miss Universe.
I know, Steve, you actually got emotional when you were apologizing, and you could see it's been a tough month for you.
I needed her to forgive me. I needed her to know that I was genuinely sorry, because I felt horrible.
Ari, you said you forgave him.
Yes.
Did you forgive him in the moment that night?
Yes. We are human beings, you know. Everyone is able to make mistakes.
Take me back to that moment, those 4.5 minutes, as you say, when you're wearing that crown.
It was the happiest 4.5 minutes that I ever had. And I have been able to make our entire country happy. But after that, I felt horrible. I was crying a lot.
Were you angry at the mistake that was made?
I felt like humiliated, but not of Steve Harvey's mistake.
I have to apologize.
Just for what happened, you know? I was like, oh my God, I'm not Miss Universe, what I'm gonna do now, you know? Everyone is gonna laugh at me and making fun of me.
There was a moment for me, I mean, I was ashamed for the mistake, but I was also a little bit angry at the mistake. A lot of people could have stepped up and said, I played a role in this too, you know, I made a mistake too, but nobody did. I read the teleprompter, and clearly I read what it said to read, and then I followed the direct instruction in my ear. We went straight from, and the new 2015 Miss Universe is, and when they said read the card,
right.
All the cards in rehearsal never had any of that on there except the name.
In years past, because I've hosted the Miss Universe pageant many times, it says on the card clearly, as it did in your card, as you showed, says Miss Universe on the right-hand column of that card. So you're saying your eye went to first runner-up and you read it as Miss Universe?
The fact that we didn't rehearse it that way, I didn't know that no other information was going to be on the card. Had I taken a moment to look down at the card, but I was trying to keep it down so nobody saw the winner, and I blew it. I blew it in a big moment. And the person that was hurt the most was her.
There were suggestions you had been out drinking, that you were gambling in Vegas the night before.
Now, I've never been drunk a day in my life. So did I gamble in Vegas? I gamble in Vegas all the time. But I was at rehearsal. I did a full run through with everybody, perfectly.
What was it that was hardest for you in all of that?
With all the support I got, the hate was pretty intense.
You said you had death threats.
Oh, man.
Coming from Colombia?
I won't be going over there to vacation no time soon, probably.
Ari, there though are a lot of people who are going to say, this is an amazing opportunity for you.
Now I can say, okay, it was the worst night of my life, but it was the best one too.
It's probably right now the most famous Miss Universe contestant of all time. I mean, her face is everywhere. Her name is everywhere, you know?
You say all is forgiven on your end. Do you think in Colombia they feel the same way?
I think if they're going to forgive you after this interview.
Okay.
I'm sure.
You heard that?
They want us to sit together, you know?
Yeah.
And to talk to each other and be like this.
And it's good?
Yeah.
You want to hug him?
I can hug him.
Thank you, God.
Well, I'm going to tell you my prediction. You two will be hosting next year. Do you think that'll happen?
Let me tell you something. I promise you this woman will be on that stage next year. I'll tell you what, when it's time to read the card, I'm going to have a lot of people out here.
Let her read the card this time, okay?
Oh,
please.
Well, we asked the Miss Universe pageant if they will change the format of how they reveal the winner next year, and they told us they're, quote, talking about the best approach for next time. But I can guarantee you, those two have great chemistry. I think there's definitely something in the making there for next year.
In terms of the explanation, as someone who's hosted that pageant, does it make sense to you?
Well, I mean, what he says, his card was different than my card. And what he says is, you know, his eye went immediately to the left column and the first runner-up. Because if you're saying the second runner-up, he immediately read the first runner-up as Miss Universe rather than look to the right where it clearly says the winner is the Philippines. So, yeah.
We're all still talking about the Miss Universe pageant,
You
so
know,
it's not so
a
bad.
billion people watch it around the
Yeah.
world, so it definitely was a big deal.
All right, Nat, thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.